The story begins on a day when the sky over Earth is no longer safe, and fire moves across the clouds like living scars, showing clearly that this danger is not natural but planned and cruel, because the lights above do not fall like rocks but slow down, turn, and choose where to strike, and the main character stands on the roof of a quiet, old house that once felt small and harmless, now shaking under distant explosions, with sirens crying through the streets and the air filled with fear, confusion, and broken messages from machines that no longer understand how to protect the people they were built to serve. And in this moment of chaos, the hero receives a strange signal, not a call for help or a warning to run, but a silent key that unlocks something hidden for a very long time. A symbol glowing on a wristband that feels heavy with meaning. A symbol once seen many times before in the home of a grandmother who always felt larger than life yet strangely secret. A woman who told simple stories, fixed old machines, and never spoke about her past, and as the signal activates, the ground beneath the house opens like the world itself has decided to reveal the truth, sliding concrete away to uncover a hidden hangar that no one ever suspected. And from the darkness rises a massive spaceship, not beautiful in a clean way but powerful, scarred and ancient, marked by battles and survival, looking less like a vehicle and more like a warrior waiting to wake. And the hero steps inside, driven by fear, curiosity, and a deep feeling that this moment was planned long before they were born. And when the doors close and the cockpit lights up, the ship feels alive, responding like it recognizes its new pilot. And a star map fills the air with thousands of glowing points, many marked in warning red, showing places of danger, loss, and unfinished history. And then the grandmother's voice appears, calm and steady, cutting through the noise of war outside, revealing that Earth has faced this threat before, that the invasion is not new, only forgotten, and that her true life was hidden behind kindness and silence because she was once a pathfinder, a human who walked among the stars when humanity was still young and dangerous to the powers that ruled the galaxy. And through her message, the truth becomes clear that humans were feared, not pitied, erased from galactic memory because they refused to kneel, because they learned too fast, adapted too well, and fought even when logic said they should surrender. And the grandmother explains that the alien force attacking Earth now, the Varnak Dominion, is returning to finish what it failed to do long ago, to crush humanity before it can rise again, and that the ship and the star map were hidden as a final hope, waiting for the moment when Earth would need them most. And as the message continues, the sounds of destruction grow closer, something massive screaming through the sky above, shaking the house as if time itself is breaking. And the grandmother's voice softens, no longer that of a warrior but of family, urging the hero to fly, to survive, to remember who humans truly are. And in that moment the ship launches upward through fire and smoke, leaving behind the burning remains of a simple life and carrying forward a legacy of resistance. As the house is destroyed in the blast below, cutting the final tie to a normal past. And the hero rises into the sky not as a trained soldier, but as a chosen witness to forgotten history, holding fear in one hand and responsibility in the other, while Earth burns below and the stars ahead wait in silence, setting the stage for a war that is not just about survival but about reclaiming humanity's place in a universe that once tried to erase it. As the hero emerges from Earth's atmosphere, the scale of the attack becomes terrifyingly clear. The Varnak fleet swarms in orbit like a dark storm of metal, filling space with sharp, claw-like ships that move with deadly precision. And below them, Earth's defenses are crumbling, small human vessels exploding one after another against overwhelming numbers, while cities burn and communications are lost in static and fear. But the ship inherited from the grandmother, heavy and scarred as it is, moves with a life of its own, faster and stronger than anything the invaders expected. And alarms scream as enemy fighters lock onto the hero, plasma fire streaking past the cockpit, while the ship itself seems to sense the urgency, its engines surging, weapons unfolding like mechanical wings. And though the hero's hands shake and heart pounds, the vessel operates as though guided by the experience of generations of pathfinders, turning fear into action, weaving through swarms of alien ships, exploding them with bursts of energy that light up the darkness of space. While on Earth, the hero activates a signal, broadcasting across all human defenses, a call to arms and hope, and his old satellites power back on. Hidden stations on the moon awaken, and ships thought destroyed answer the signal, revealing that humanity's secret strength has never truly left, that hidden technology and old designs survive in preparation for this very day. And the Varnak commander appears on a massive screen, a towering alien with red, burning eyes and a voice full of contempt, declaring humans forbidden, as if fear alone could erase them. But the hero's defiance turns into a blaze of determination, declaring that humans will fight back, and as battle erupts across orbit, human ships fight with a combination of strategy, courage, and reckless bravery. Boarding actions erupting into brutal hand-to-hand combat where humans, smaller and weaker by design, use ingenuity, speed, and sheer determination to overcome larger and stronger foes, sacrificing vessels and crews to protect others. Each loss met with fierce retaliation, and yet the Varnak have a terrifying weapon, a massive war engine larger than a city, moving deliberately toward Earth, its core glowing with deadly energy capable of wiping out all life. And the hero knows that conventional combat cannot stop it, that someone must act from inside, taking a path so dangerous that few would even consider it. And as the ship's AI detects a jump point beyond the battlefield, pulsing on the Grandmother's map, it marks a single star as the place of salvation or destruction. The hero realizes that this is a test not just of courage, but of will and sacrifice, and sends one final message to Earth, urging everyone to keep fighting no matter the outcome. As the ship accelerates toward the jump point, engines glowing and shields bracing against enemy fire, entering hyperspace with a sense of inevitability, knowing that what lies ahead is not simply a battle, but a confrontation with death itself, a fight against a weapon designed to erase humanity. And as stars stretch into lines around the cockpit, the hero steels themselves, ready to face the unknown with the knowledge that humanity's strength is not in numbers or firepower alone, but in the relentless, unbreakable will to survive, adapt, and strike back. And in this crucible, the hero becomes a living symbol of human resilience, the inherited ship no longer just metal and circuits, but a vessel of legacy and hope, carrying the weight of generations, the skill and courage of ancestors who once walked the stars. And as hyperspace carries them ever closer to the heart of the enemy, every heartbeat resonates with the promise that humanity, though tested, will not be extinguished, that cunning, bravery, and unity can challenge even the mightiest foes, and that in the coming moments, the outcome will be decided not by technology alone, but by the human spirit, which refuses to yield even when facing impossible odds, forging a path through chaos and destruction with unwavering resolve. As the battle above Earth continues to rage, a testament to what humanity can achieve when it chooses to rise against overwhelming darkness. And the hero, alone yet never truly alone because the legacy of the Pathfinders guides every move, prepares to confront the war engine directly, knowing that victory may demand everything, but that in humanity's will and ingenuity, even the greatest threat can be challenged. As the stage is set for a confrontation that will determine not just survival, but the place of humanity in the stars once more. The hero emerges from hyperspace directly inside the massive Varnak war engine, and the moment is suffocating with tension. The walls of the alien structure stretching high and dark, corridors filled with enemies moving with precise, predatory speed, and alarms screaming like 1,000 voices warning of death at every turn. Yet the inherited ship moves with them, shields active, weapons ready, guiding the hero through the alien corridors as though it knows every twist and turn, while the red-eyed Varnak soldiers swarm from every side, larger and stronger than any human, their claws and blades slicing through the air. And the hero fires back with every weapon at hand, dodging, weaving, and improvising in ways only a human mind could, using the environment, the momentum of the ship, and the weaknesses of the aliens to survive. And though every step is pain, every breath strained, there is no room for fear, only focus, because the heart of the war engine is a core glowing with destructive energy, pulsing like a deadly star, capable of erasing worlds. And the hero knows that conventional attack is useless, that reaching it is the only way to save Earth. Yet as they move, visions of family and history fill the mind, the grandmother who left the ship, the stories of pathfinders who walked among the stars, humanity's hidden legacy of survival, all converging to remind the hero that fear is temporary but courage, determination, and sacrifice define who humans are. And as the hero runs and fights, doors lock behind them, corridors collapse, the ship adapting, expanding shields, creating cover, providing support, while alien soldiers fall in numbers but keep coming, and the hero's body is scratched, burned and exhausted, but the mind is sharper than ever, driven by necessity and hope, until finally the core is in sight. A sphere of radiant energy, alive and threatening, filling the space with blinding light, heat, and the smell of charged metal. And the hero knows there is no turning back, that this is the moment when humanity's fate rests on a single act of courage. And with hands shaking but steady, they move the ship into position, aligning it with the reactor's core, while the Varnak commander, furious and wounded, appears one last time, a towering figure of hate and power, declaring that the hero's actions will be meaningless, that the humans will die for nothing, and the hero looks back through the cracked hull of the ship at the stars beyond, the infinite sky that has always belonged to humanity and is now within reach again. And with a voice that carries not arrogance but certainty, replies that their actions are for everything Earth, history, family, and the generations who will follow. And then, in one precise, decisive move, the ship's reactor overloads, sending waves of energy crashing into the core, the war engine shaking violently as systems explode, alarms screaming louder than ever, and the hero is thrown back, barely keeping control, while the core begins to collapse, glowing brighter and brighter until finally the energy erupts outward in a blinding flash that rips through the engine, tearing alien soldiers apart, breaking ships, and shaking the structure to its foundations. And in the aftermath, the explosion lights up space like a second sun, scattering the remnants of the Varnak fleet, some fleeing in fear, some surrendering, leaving the path to Earth open once again. And as the shockwave passes, silence returns, broken only by the gentle hum of the ship and the distant sounds of human ships regrouping. And the hero, battered, bruised, and exhausted, knows that sacrifice has saved billions, that humanity has survived not through invincibility but through resilience, ingenuity, and the unbreakable will to fight against impossible odds. And weeks later, when the black box recording of the mission is discovered, humanity learns the full story, spreading the star map that had been hidden for decades, igniting hope and inspiration across the world, and new pathfinders rise. Humans trained not only in technology and combat, but in the knowledge that their ancestors once walked among the stars and that the strength, courage, and ingenuity of humanity are more powerful than any alien fleet. And across the galaxy, whispers of the humans' return spread among those who thought them defeated. The Varnak Dominion, learning too late that humans cannot be erased, that they survive, adapt, and strike back even when the odds are impossibly stacked against them. And the stars themselves seem to acknowledge this return, because through courage, sacrifice, and unyielding will, humanity has reclaimed its place among them, proving that even when facing death, despair, and overwhelming power, the human spirit cannot be crushed, and that from the ashes of destruction, hope, strength, and a future among the stars will always rise again, ensuring that the legacy of the Pathfinders, the grandmother who hid the ship and star map, and the hero who carried it all forward will never be forgotten, and that the universe itself now remembers that humans are not just survivors, but warriors, dreamers, and conquerors of impossibility, forever claiming their right to the skies above.